Frankie, what a beautiful backdrop. Well, it is the month of June. It's already here, so savor it. And a lot of people are thinking about high school graduations and ceremonies, and there's one principal who's doing something a little bit different.
Well, he told the graduating class in his particular high school that they would not be allowed to march or walk, in the graduation ceremony if they pulled and were caught doing the senior prank, which is kind of a rite of passage, right?
Is it? My high school never did that.
Mine did.
Okay.
We'll talk about that in a second, but
okay.
What was hilarious is, so the students were like, oh yeah? So they took a picture of him and said, will not walk in graduation, and basically turned him into a meme and posted it all over the school.
So
I think we've got this coming up.
Clearly they took his advice.
Yes, there we are.
Clearly they took his advice to heart.
Over 5,000 retweets.
So his name, Mr. Utek?
Mr. Utek told BuzzFeed, I will take this anytime. Something at my expense is far superior to any damage to the property or inappropriate behavior. Very funny, right? Like and that's what a prank is supposed to be.
But is that not what the student body does? Whatever the principal says, they actually do the opposite? Like, did he sort of ask for it in that sense?
Well, maybe he did it on purpose.
Oh.
He probably knows, right? He probably was like, well, if they come after me, at least it's just me, right?
And they got it out of their system, and nobody, of course, was punished for that.
Exactly, yeah.
My school, it was just like the occasional stink bomb in the hallway, but nothing ever related to graduation.
So I was in the last year of grade 13. I wasn't in grade 13, I was in grade 9.
Okay.
So that you've got these, you're basically like a little kid, and then there's these gigantic adults walking around the hallway.
Big people.
Yeah, that are still in school. So the football team, I believe, it was either the principal or the head gym teacher's desk and entire office out of their office and set it up in the middle of the football field.
That's so annoying for them.
But to spec, like it was like exactly set up.
It is funny.
It was very funny.
Did they take it as such?
Yes, absolutely. Okay. And my school was really good about that. But again, it couldn't damage school property. That's where they drew the line.
Let's take a look at these. Tell me what you think. So these are other examples of how the students were behaving badly. I don't even understand how they got away with this one. They grabbed the keys, I guess, in the staff room. Why is everybody just leaving their keys around anyway? Move the cars. They created a beach in this one. Balloons galore over here. Who blew all those? How do you hide that? Oh my gosh, walking into your office and finding shredded paper everywhere. Look at his face. Who's going to clean that up?
Wow, yeah.
You better clean that up.
And look at all the cups.
Meticulously lining up cups of water so you can't even get to the Amber, you like that?
The teachers are probably saying, if you would just put this much effort in during the actual school year.
Wouldn't that be something? Yeah. Amber, that's so not like you. Are you a prankster? You're a little sweet moral compass.
That's awesome.
Would you participate in some illegal or not illegal, some pesky
Those
activity?
are they're organized though. I like that because it's organized.
So you feel like you'd grade that like an A for organization and creativity?
Yeah, that's a lot of work. They probably were up like all night.
I'd be the one going, guys, you shouldn't do this. You're almost done, guys. You're almost just a few more weeks.
Thanks, Mom.
Yeah,
Thanks.
a few more weeks and you graduate, guys. Just don't tempt fate.
I have to ask, if the biggest punishment that they can hand down is you don't get to walk in the graduation ceremony, sign me up for the prank, because I didn't want to walk in it anyway. Who cares?
Really? Oh yeah.
I'll tell you this. Oh, you're going to see me in a gown. Great.
I was very proud of the high school graduation. I wasn't so stoked about the university graduate. I just felt like that went on too long because it was at York University and literally thousands of people, and you just feel like a cog in the wheel. I mean, I went, but it's hours.
You should have done what I did, which was drop out.
You did?
I'm a dropout, yeah.
And look,
dropped out of university, dropped out of college too.
Because you knew that you wanted to.
I was working, so it was one of those things where I didn't need to continue. But yes, I've dropped out of both university and college.
But I thought didn't you go to broadcast journalism?
I did
school?
for a year.
You were kidding.
No, I'm not kidding.
And see, here I went. I did 4 years at York. Still didn't know what I wanted to do. 2 years at Humber's grad program. My mom's like, you could have been a lawyer by now, which is true. And only then did I decide I wanted to work in the business.
So I was in a university course that I didn't like, so I left, and I wasn't really a dropout. It was just like after the first year, I was like, okay, I'm not going to go back to that. I went to Humber for radio, and during that time, because I had been an intern at a radio station, I was working on the weekends in Barrie as a radio DJ, and then they offered me a job in Halifax. Yeah, so I moved to Halifax right after my first year of college, so I'm technically a dropout of both.
Just goes to show, like, you never know which patterns. If you work hard and you know what you want to do, you can end up there in different ways, right?
Absolutely.
My last internship during my second year of college, rather, I got placement in a newsroom, and they offered me a job, and I, like the keener, no, I paid for my classes. I want to finish my classes. Can you hold the editorial assistant job for me until I graduate?
Did they hold it?
They held it.
Wow.
They did. They held it. That's some English. I should have stayed in school a little bit longer. No, but they did, because you know why? If you go in and you work really hard and you do any job 110%, they remember you instead of feeling. There were some interns that would come in and be like, I want to be on the anchor desk, without working their way up. You have to work hard. Right?
Absolutely. Wow.
That's why you're here doing this already, and I'm much older than you, but we still got there.
Yeah, well, we're here.
Stick it out,
we're here.
guys.
We made it.
Find your way.
Yeah, that's right. We'll be right back on Breakfast Television.
How's it? Yeah.